Tonight, we're learning new information about an officer-involved shooting in Chanhassen that left a teenage boy dead. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension says it started with a 911 call from the 16-year-old's mother. This happened at a home on Oriole Avenue in Chanhassen near highways 7 and 41. Lou Raguse has been on the scene all day. He joins us now with the very latest. Lou?
And Randy, we just received an update from the BCA, which is investigating this officer shooting. They tell us that about 10 a.m., the mother of the 16-year-old boy called the Carver County Sheriff's Office to report that he was threatening her with knives and a baseball bat. According to the BCA, when deputies arrived, they tased the teen and then 2 deputies shot him. When we got here, we talked with the father of the 16-year-old boy. He told us that his son has mental health problems. The family was trying to get him into the hospital. He says he thought police were coming to get him to take him in for an evaluation, but then they killed him. There were several neighbors in this quiet area who heard the shots.
Sitting at my computer doing some work, and just pop, 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 pop. Got up and looked outside to see if there was, anything going on out there, and it definitely wasn't fireworks. I knew it was gunshots.
All the neighbors I talked to said something similar. They heard about 5 or 6 gunshots. One woman told me that before the gunfire, she actually heard officers yell, drop it, several times before they shot. But the BCA has not confirmed whether the teen was armed when they shot him or whether he harmed anybody. The BCA said that body camera video may have captured portions of the incident, as well as squad camera video potentially capturing portions of the incident. They also mentioned that one deputy was hurt, had to go to the hospital with minor injuries, but was treated and released. Back to you, Randy.
All right, thank you, Lou. Look for continuing coverage of this story coming up at 6, and connect with us online and on social media for updates.